Hi, I'm back. Let's delve into Mood Sentry's journaling tools and see how I use them. This video will focus on the iPhone version. The Android version is very similar with minor differences in the human interface. Note that this is a scrolling view. People with smaller format screens may need to scroll to access all the options. This tool set lets you capture and challenge thoughts that can negatively impact your mood. There are different formats for journaling your thoughts. I have found that when it comes to capturing a thought, one format does not fit all. These tools all function in a very similar manner. They allow me to enter items into the database and retrieve those items for future reflection and updates. I'm first going to group essays and observations together because they are similar to each other in that each has a drop-down list and one main window for text entry. I use observations quite frequently. I use observations to capture and track thoughts over time. Basically, I want to capture a thought and challenge it through observation. The drop-down list has the existing observations. To add, I tap the Add button on the toolbar. I enter a title and select Next. And then I enter the text for the observation and Next again. I'm really keeping these brief just to show you how things work. That's it. I'm back where I started, only on the newly entered observation. If I don't like the title, I can edit it via the toolbar. The observation text can be re-edited by selecting either Customize or double tapping in the text view. I usually double tap. The edit function is the same edit function used in my experiences, reminders, and the majority of these tools, and I'll stop mentioning that. Creating an observation or any entry is rarely a one-shot deal. I typically enter and then update the observation multiple times. The essays feature works essentially the same, and I use that tool quite frequently too. Once again, the toolbar offers multiple options such as editing the title and hints. I'm next going to group barriers and breakthroughs, cost-benefit, and the event record together because they all look and function in a similar manner with two windows in which to enter text. I use the event record to capture events and associated thoughts that distress me. I then identify mitigation techniques that may have helped at that time and in the future. I use the drop-down list to select an existing event I want to review. To add an item, I tap the Add button on the toolbar. I then enter a title and select Next. A window to enter the event description text appears in which I'll enter that text and then Next. And then a window to enter the mitigation text appears. I enter the mitigation text and Next. That's it. I'm back where I started, only on the newly created event. If I don't like the title, I can edit it via the toolbar, and I can edit either the event description or mitigation text by tapping Customize or double tapping in the text area. For me, this is not a one-pass exercise. I find myself editing and modifying these entries quite often as I learn more about myself and gain more experiences. The barriers and breakthroughs and cost-benefit tools function in essentially the same manner. It's kind of straightforward. The drop-down list contains existing entries. To add, I select the Add button on the toolbar. I then enter a title, Next, identify some barriers or cost, Next, enter some breakthroughs or benefits, and Next. I tend to keep these brief. Finally, we have the Auto Thoughts tool. I use this tool to capture and challenge those pesky automatic thoughts I have. This is a three-window view and functions much like the other tools I have reviewed. I use the drop-down list to select an existing thought I want to review. To add an item, I tap the Add button on the toolbar. I then enter a title and select Next. A text box appears in which I'll enter text associated with the situation and feelings, and then next. I'm being brief. After which another text box appears in which I'll enter my best recollection of my automatic thoughts, and then next. And finally, a text box appears in which I'll enter counter thoughts either used at that time or can used in the future, and next. That's it. I'm back where I started, only on the newly created thought. If I don't like the title, I can edit via the toolbar. And I can edit the text by selecting the Customize or double tapping in the text area. For me, this is not a one-pass exercise. I find myself editing and modifying these entries quite often as I learn more about myself and gain more experiences. Most of these tools have examples that I have included to show how I use this app and nothing more. I also provide plenty of hints via the Hints button on the toolbar. I built this app to help people currently in therapy, which is why I recommend including your therapist when trying to decide where to begin. This video delved into the journaling tools and how I use them. They function in essentially the same manner, differing in the number of text views to enter your thoughts, counter thoughts, and whatnot. We're just about done learning about Mood Sentry. We just have the thriving tools to review, the subject of the third video.